soil and wealth for toil. Our home is girt by sea. Our land abounds in nature's gifts of beauty rich and rare. In history's page let every stage advance Australia fair. In joyful strains that let us sing, advance Australia fair.
Please be seated. Chancellor, graduates, guests, and members of the university community, good morning and welcome. I'm Jackie Wise, Pro Vice-Chancellor Students. Graduations are one of the university's most important events. This year, the university will hold approximately 50 ceremonies here in Sydney and in Shanghai. On occasion, the university seeks to honour individuals who have made an extraordinary impact upon society through their contributions they have made to the university. Today, the university will bestow an honorary doctorate upon an outstanding member of our community. I would like to introduce to you the official party who is here on stage today. Seated at the centre of the stage is Miss Catherine Livingstone, AO Chancellor of the university, who will preside over this ceremony. The Chancellor is joined today by Professor Prabhu Sivabalan, Pro Vice-Chancellor, Enterprise Learning, the Honourable Justice Jane Needham, who will be awarded a Doctor of Laws, honoris causa, and also deliver the occasional address. Professor Anita Stumke, Dean of the Faculty of Law, who will be presenting graduates. The other people on stage today are Emeritus Professor Paul Redmond, AM, Distinguished Professor Larissa Barent, AO, Laureate Fellow of the Jumbana Institute for Indigenous Education and Research, Professor Thadia Anthony, and Miss Chloe Ferreira, member of the UTS Council, professors, academics and professional staff from faculties and institutes who have played such a large part in the success of today's graduates. I would also like to acknowledge our members of staff who are graduating today. Kirsten Linda Dawn Gray and Gemma Sentence. It now gives me great pleasure to invite Catherine Livingstone, AC, Chancellor, to formally open proceedings.
In the name of the Council, I declare this congregation of the University of Technology Sydney duly assembled. And on behalf of the University of Technology Sydney, and before we begin proceedings, and on behalf of all of those present, I would like to acknowledge and pay our respects to the traditional owners of the land on which we meet, the Gadigal people of the Eora Nation. It is upon their ancestral lands that UTS stands. I'd also like to pay our respect to the elders, both past and present, acknowledging them as the traditional custodians of knowledge for this place. Now, in this graduation ceremony, we will celebrate the conferral of awards upon graduates from the Faculty of Law. Today's ceremony marks a great achievement for the graduates, but also recognises the support which they have received from family and friends, and many of you are here with us today. So we warmly welcome you as together we celebrate the achievements of the graduates. I will now ask Professor Prabhu Sivabalan, Pro Vice-Chancellor, Enterprise and Learning, to present a candidate for the Doctor of Laws honoris causa.
Chancellor, the Council of the University has established the award of Doctor of Laws honoris causa to be made to persons who, in its opinion, have made an outstanding contribution to professional practice in a discipline of interest to the University. Chancellor, I present to you the Honourable Justice Jane Needham. The Honourable Justice Jane Needham is a highly respected judge of the Federal Court of Australia, known for her strength, integrity and resilience. A fearless advocate for diversity, inclusion, and justice, her work has been instrumental in enhancing gender equity in the legal profession across Australia. Justice Needham graduated with a Bachelor of Arts from the University of New South Wales in 1986 and a Bachelor of Laws with honours from UTS in 1990. She was called to the New South Wales Bar in 1990 and practised from the 13th floor St James Hall Chambers from 1991. During this time, she also joined the UTS Faculty of Law. She was appointed Senior Counsel in 2004 for her outstanding skill in the administration of justice. While at the New South Wales Bar, Justice Needham practised in administrative and revenue law, as well as commercial areas, including succession, equity, and trusts. She also appeared in several royal commissions, inquiries, and inquests. From 2002 to 2011, she was a judicial member and then Deputy President of the then Administrative Decisions Tribunal of New South Wales, and was later appointed the head of the Revenue Division. She became the Director of the Law Council of Australia in 2012 and served in that role for 2 years. Committed to actively contributing to the legal profession, Justice Needham was on the council of the New South Wales Bar Association for many years, serving as President from 2014 to 2015. Justice Needham has carved an inspirational path for other women to follow. Her work is marked by a passion for fostering diversity and inclusion in the legal profession. She is a leading advocate for women, working to make the bar a more welcoming and safer place, from championing equitable briefing policies and bullying and harassment guidelines to implementing dedicated childcare places for members of the bar. Justice Needham has made a deep impact at a state and federal level. In 2015, Justice Needham received the UTS Alumni Law Award for her service to the legal profession. She continues to serve the sector as a judge appointed to the Federal Court of Australia on 5 July 2024, the first UTS graduate to do so. It is a great honour for the University of Technology, Sydney, to confer the Honourable Justice Needham a Doctor of Laws honoris causa. This award recognises her outstanding service to the law and the legal profession as a practitioner and now a judge, and her tireless commitment to advocacy. Chancellor, in recognition of her distinguished contribution, I ask you to admit the Honourable Justice Jane Needham to the degree of Doctor of Laws honoris causa.
That by the authority vested in me by the Council of the University of Technology, Sydney, I admit the Honourable Justice Jane Needham to the degree of Doctor of Laws honoris causa. Congratulations. I now invite Professor Anita Stumke, Dean of the Faculty of Law, to present graduates.
Chancellor, I invite graduates in the Faculty of Law to stand. Chancellor, the UTS Council has resolved that candidates recommended to it by the Faculty Board in Law as eligible for awards have completed all requirements of a course of study approved by the Board and has conferred these awards upon them. Chancellor, I now present those graduates from the Faculty of Law who are here before you to acknowledge the awards for which they have qualified.
So on behalf of the Council of the University of Technology, Sydney, I congratulate graduates on their achievements and in obtaining the awards for which they have now qualified. So huge congratulations to you all.
Graduates, please be seated. Chancellor, students undertaking higher degrees by research in law are highly valued in the faculty. The research strength of the faculty is reflected in and enhanced by our cohort of high-quality research students. Investing in research and early career researchers is an investment in the future of UTS and the nation. Chancellor, I present to you graduates receiving research degrees. The following students have graduated with the Doctor of Philosophy: Kirsten Linda Dawn Gray, for a thesis entitled Indigenous Voices from the Bench: The Contributions of Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander Judicial Officers, supported by a supervisory panel that included Principal Supervisor Thalia Anthony and Co-Supervisor Professor Teresa Liebsman. Chancellor, I present to you Dr. Kirsten Linda Dawn Gray. Gemma Sentance, for a thesis entitled Exploring the Experiences of First Nations Law Graduates in Colonial Legal Institutions, supported by a supervisory panel that included Principal Supervisor, Distinguished Professor Larissa Berent, AO, and co-supervisors Associate Professor Christopher Wilson and Professor Robin Quiggin. Chancellor, I present to you Dr. Gemma Sentance. Cameron Leslie Rolls, for a thesis entitled Quarantining Team Glue, A New Approach, supported by a supervisory panel that included Principal Supervisor Professor Joellen Munton and Co-Supervisor Dr. Michael Rawling. Chancellor, I present to you Dr. Cameron Leslie Rolls. Chancellor, we will now present to you our coursework graduates receiving awards today.
The following students have graduated with a Master of Business Administration, Master of International Commercial and Business Law, Benura Gamage. Samikshia Subedi. Master of International Commercial and Business Law, Hui Min Chen. Nikita Kimberly Huang. Meng Lu Li. Hang Liu. Master of Laws with Distinction, Vasilios Bebedelis. Gemma May McTigg. Master of Laws, Ji Mia Ye. Graduate Diploma in Australian Law, Charlemagne Sulueta Gomez. Graduate Diploma in Intellectual Property, Kylie Marie Boyd. Graduate Diploma in Migration Law and Practice, Yasir Abbas. Ardwan Ali Gadir Al-Jumaili. Rima Aridi. Nirbhaya Aryal. Yasmin Haji Ayub. Daniela Bachelos Tadelli. Andrei Bransky. Herbert Stefan Castroverde. Keswaran Chinapen. Louisa Cohen Cabral. Durima Damba. Rupesh Darai. Marie Rose De Niros. Madeline Chelsea Scott Dodd. Janice Mamasao Dulayan. Mohammed Golam Murtaza Eko. Por Yi Feng. Lorena Jocelyn Gabrielle. Rohit Galawat. Mario Gallo. AJ Giri. Fadi Hana. Rodolfo Jose Key Ochoa. Sabina Lamichane. Renato Lopez Flores. Cristina Jacoba Manser. Geraine Day Madero. Flavia Noguera MacDonald. Kishwa Gulamabas Pana. Mariko Paul. Darwin Prawiro. Jyoti Poon. Mavis Abba Kuanash. Normita de la Cruz Quintana. Dilnur Rangi. Raju Regmi. Soraya Salome Rojas Alvarez. Nidhi Saini. Sahar Salahi. Annalyn Ferreira Salvador. Kali Devi Samuels Cornell. Snedeep Kaur Sandhu. Anuja Sharma Acharya. Mukesh Sharma Sibkhada. Varinder Kumar Sharma. Sunil Sigdel. Chudamani Silwal. Jaspreet Singh. Rajpreet Singh. Malisha Chat Hurangi Thawalam Pola. Ying Zhang. Bachelor of Business with Distinction, Bachelor of Laws, Honours with First Class Honours, Susanna Ritter Gillard. Sarah Jade Lowry. Sami Musa. Ethan Matthew Parker. Bachelor of Economics with Distinction, Bachelor of Laws, Honours with First Class Honours, Gemma Newton. Bachelor of Laws, Honours with First Class Honours, Anthony Ross. Bachelor of Business with Distinction, Bachelor of Laws, Jake Austin Carroll. Alexandra Crowhurst. Diana Di Alessandro. Cameron Elazzi. Daniel John Filazzo. Olivia Gebron. Isaac Gilmore. Luca Grasso. Isabella Hamlin. Nabil Hatum. Honora Dawn Hay. William Daniel Hodgson. Joshua Tin Yo Ho. Edsel Samuel Hosand. Matthew Yema. Grace Jabour. Rosalie Jakovu. Chantel Maria James. Zoe Emma Jansen. Patrick Jelinich. Matthew Marcus Joff. Jude Charbel Casas. Muntaha Kayani. Nicholas Andrew Laliotis. Panayotis Peter Litsas. Massimo Lopain. Ronan York Maddox. Claudia Marone. Nicola McGran. William Murphy McGregor. Holly Michelle McMillan. Lydia Florence Munro. Rory James O'Shea. Sami Rahman. Chandra Francis Renouf. Anthony David Russell Thomas. Joshua Salome. Zara Rose Laginha Santos. Betty Panayota Sevasteris. Joseph Leonard Sokar. Matthew Steele. Darren Reese Sutton. Helena Isabel Tryphon. Carla Tutkins. Jasper Bradley Walsh. Alyssa Yunnan. Bachelor of Business with Credit, Bachelor of Laws, Amne Ala Medina. Amin Al-Kawati. Blake Allen. Emily Boonis. Kathy Catalan Wilson. Viola Dwehi. Daniela Diana Elacouche. Annie Fu. Matthew Fung. Jacob Gadiel. Heidi Jasmine Garner. William Vasilios Georges. Daniel Gillard. Jessica Gorey. Obaida Halwanji. Cooper Clark Hayes. Nicole Hermes. Mariana Isaac. Daniel Liam Katz. Stephanie Michelle Kay. Ellen Georgia Klimas. Yasmin Langu. Lena Min. William Miat. Anna Jessica Nguyen. Isabella Nikolovska. Maria Palapanis. Dahlia Pesa. Xavier Edward Pereira. Loredana Raffo. Joy Clement Rosario. Maria Jessica Said. Lana Bell Selwood. Perina Kapves Shah. Hussein Swaid. Tiana Wilson Thane. Samiksha Vaidya. Olivia Natasha Vidlich. Angus York Ward. Kieran William Young. Sandra Youssef. Courtney J. Zollner. Bachelor of Business, Bachelor of Laws, Kenan Elutsu. Kirolos Mesiha. Apollo Papathanasiou. Annie Tan Tao Chan. Sabrina Zhang. Bachelor of Communication, Journalism, Bachelor of Laws, Blaise McKee. Bachelor of Economics with Distinction, Bachelor of Laws, Maggie Pamela Crow. Georgia Finn Dennis. Bachelor of Economics with Credit, Bachelor of Laws, Daniel Al-Koudi. Samuel Olivia Cook. Joshua Baxter Davis. Ali Hamdan. Bachelor of Laws, Sarah Aboud. Master of International Commercial and Business Law, Yue Wen Do. Graduate Diploma in Migration Law and Practice, Manpreet Singh Dinsa. Dipendra Pudel Sharma. Neha Sharma.
Chancellor, this concludes the presentation of graduates from the Faculty of Law.
Well, on behalf of all at UTS, I'd like again to say a huge congratulations to our new graduates, but just as importantly to your family and friends who've given support, love, and no doubt a great deal of understanding during your studies. Now, finishing a degree or a diploma is a major milestone, and we don't underestimate the hard work and the sacrifices that you've made in reaching this goal. You should be very proud of what you've achieved, because your university is certainly extremely proud of you. Now, your graduation, being one of the most important moments in your life, brings with it opportunities and challenges. The opportunities available have never been greater. UTS graduates are held in high esteem by employers, not just because of the quality of the education that you've received here, but because of its very practical nature. Conversely, the challenges have never been greater, as we see in the workplace. Scrutiny and the expectations of society are already high and continue to grow. And I would urge you all to maintain the highest level of professional and personal integrity. Confront with courage the inevitable dilemmas as they arise, and remember the caution that the behaviour you walk past is the behaviour you condone. But beyond the opportunities and challenges, a graduation signals that you have gained new knowledge. Use it wisely and responsibly. Make sure that your impact is a positive one, that you're seen to give, not just to take. I say this particularly because you are graduates of a University of Technology, and as we know, technology can certainly be applied as a force for good, but you need to be alert to unintended consequences, and even more important, to the applications of technology which are intentionally not benign. There will be times, of course, when knowledge alone is not enough, and you will be required to make judgments where the answer is not clear. Judgment is formed by experience, and particularly the experience of making mistakes, shall we say. But we all make mistakes. The huge advantage of mistakes is they provide the best learning, and they provide the reserves of judgment on which we can later draw. We don't learn a lot from our successes, but we certainly learn when things don't go as expected. But my challenge to all of you here today is to make sure you make enough space and time to acquire those reserves of judgment which you will certainly need in your career. Turn off the laptop and the iPhone and just think. Think about the questions that you need to ask. Think about the answers you receive. And then think about the judgments you're being called upon to make. And I can't stress how crucial it is to be able to think. We all know that our world is becoming more complex, but careful thought and reflection can help us manage this complexity. Purposefully thinking through the decisions you will face and identifying both the intended and unintended consequence is an important career skill. So make sure that you take the time to develop it. Always look for the second right answer. Everyone rushes to the first right answer, but it's only credentialed if you can also find a second right answer. You may come back to the first one, but you need that benchmark to make sure you've really interrogated what the problem is and what the answer could be. But finally, we hope that your relationship with UTS doesn't end here today. Your career will certainly evolve in multiple dimensions and probably multiple geographies. But new and continuous learning will be a very important part of your career, and UTS is very focused on how it can support you, its alumni, in your lifelong learning needs. So we now welcome you into the global UTS alumni community. Stay involved and stay in touch. And remember that our alumni office is your lifelong connection to UTS. So may I congratulate you all again and wish you every success in applying the skills and knowledge that you have gained from our world-class institution. Well done again. So it now gives me great pleasure to invite the Honourable Justice Jane Needham to deliver the occasional address this morning.
Chancellor, Pro-Vice-Chancellor, Faculty Dean, Director, and members of Council, learned academic staff, distinguished guests, and most importantly, graduating students, your family, and friends. I acknowledge the Gadigal people of the Eora Nation, the traditional custodians of the land upon which we meet today. The Gadigal are a people of saltwater and sandstone, and we travel through this beautiful city of Sydney, being reminded of that connection to country. With every harbour glimpse and sandstone building block, I pay my respects to their elders, past and present, and to those people of Indigenous heritage here today. As you have heard, I am both a graduate of and former lecturer at UTS. I have very much enjoyed my links with the university over the years, including work with the faculty on mentorship and equitable access, and with the Brennan Justice and Leadership Program. I'm extremely honoured to have been accorded this honorary Doctor of Laws today. This award is but one aspect of a very big year of change for me indeed. I was appointed to the Federal Court of Australia in July last year, after nearly 34 years of working as a barrister. I had never practiced in a number of areas of the court's work, particularly employment law, intellectual property, and I may be talking to the migration law graduates later today. And this change involved learning swathes of new information in a short period of time, so as not to look like an idiot. And I'm sure I share this experience with today's graduating students, quite a recent experience for you, I'm sure. You're about to have that experience again. Some of you will be going into your graduate professional roles, even if you have been working in law already. Excuse me. And as I suspect many of you have been, But now, working as a lawyer, I'm sure that the practical academics of the UTS degree will serve you well in finding an interesting and challenging role. And law is interesting and challenging. Happily, the era of aggression in advocacy and presenteeism in law firms as the main marker of a valuable lawyer seems to be receding. I was, during my term as President of the New South Wales Bar, an advocate for flexibility and acceptance of work-life balance, in particular in the context of caring responsibilities, but also mindful of the personal value of a year that I took away from full-time practice, during which year I lectured here at UTS, as a period of readjustment and resetting after 6 years of study and 7 years at the bar. I did my degree here part-time while working first as a judge's associate and later as a barrister's personal assistant. In each of those roles, I gained a valuable insight into how the sausage of law is made, the facts that get fed into the mincer, then coated with the skin of legal principles that come out fully formed as a delicious judgment. I can say delicious because I'm very much enjoying writing judgments in my new role. I enjoyed studying part-time, although it was a fairly punishing schedule, 6 to 9 p.m, 3 nights a week. We were then located on the Markets campus, which had the added benefit of enabling a swift detour through Chinatown for a takeaway dinner before the train home from Central. I still have friends today with whom I studied at UTS, and I trust that you will also take with you fond memories of the much fancier surroundings that you now have of the new law faculty premises, and the friends you made, and possibly also those you made while drinking at the Agincourt Hotel after exams, if that still happens. Even if you do not intend to study law, studying a law degree means that you will never look at legislation and rules in the same way. You will be that friend who reads the damages waiver at a fun fair and says, "That wouldn't exclude gross negligence, let's go." I confess I had a Thornton and Shoe Lane parking discussion with one of my sons in the line at the Ferris wheel at the Royal Easter Show last week, when the exclusion clause appeared on the back of the ticket, which was given to us after we'd paid. Being my child is such fun. I have to confess that I do not recall who spoke at my graduations, either for my Bachelor of Arts at UNSW or at my UTS law graduation. I have spoken at graduation ceremonies before, and I suspect that my words there may not now be recalled either. Doubtless with this issue in mind, the invitation to give this occasional address suggested that I make some light-hearted and memorable observations of relevance to the graduating students. In an attempt to sell you on a career of litigation, I thought I'd give you a few examples of interesting cases during my time at the bar. One of the most memorable was when I acted for a sight-impaired woman who had a seeing eye dog, and I hasten to say it wasn't an official guide dog for reasons that will become clear in a minute. The small charity which provided her with the seeing eye dog, and her name was Jean, required my client to travel every few years for a residential training program and to work with the dog trainer, who was married to the founder of the charity. One year, my client returned home not only with a freshly updated Jean, but also with the dog trainer. The charity founder was understandably not happy about this turn of events. Unfortunately, she managed her feelings inappropriately by sending her son to fetch the dog back. And of course, you'll know that that is the extrajudicial remedy of self-help. This involved waiting outside my client's apartment, and when she emerged with Jean, pushing her over in the street and then stuffing Jean in the back of a station wagon. I was instructed in that matter by legal aid. We got a mandatory injunction from the Supreme Court that Jean be returned. I would like to say that it was a great triumph of my advocacy, but in reality it's not that hard to get a seeing eye dog returned to a sight-impaired person when that person has been injured in the process. Again, unsurprisingly, we were successful in the district court and got that rarest of creatures, punitive damages. Another matter I did, and this, albeit this was as a silk, you wouldn't be doing this in your readership year, was to act for the state of New South Wales when a local environmental group sought to stop the state from scuttling a warship as part of an artificial reef off Avoca Beach. The group was called the No Ship Action Group, which had to be said clearly and distinctly,
and spell-checked in documents. They ran things in quite an interesting way. I learned about an expert they were going to call by reading about it on what was then known as Twitter. But I was able to cross-examine a panel of 5 experts about the bioavailability of marine toxins. And as a result, I no longer eat bivalves because they are filter feeders. It's amazing what you can learn. The state was successful, subject to some further cleaning of various parts of the ship before it went under, and the scuttling was live-streamed. Ironically, given the argument from the action group that included the impact on what we called large pelagics, because we tried very hard to avoid saying the word shark, the scuttling was delayed by a pod of dolphins playing around the ship for a good few hours. My daughter has a T-shirt from the original delayed by injunction scuttling date, and it's a really historic item. I was briefed in that matter by the State Crown Solicitor. I've also done a significant number of pro bono matters, each of which were really interesting and challenging. They included a dispute between parents as to the burial of a Maori boy in either his father's Australia or his mother's New Zealand, and an inquest into the tragic death of a young man in a hospital in an entirely preventable way. In each of these, I was able to use my long experience of advocacy to obtain a result for the client, and let's call it justice, which they may not have been able to access in any other way. Each of these cases I've mentioned was either unpaid or paid at lower than commercial rates, yet rank among some of the most interesting and valuable experiences I have had. I highly recommend this to you as a way of giving back to your community, and also as a way of gaining experience in some of the more unusual and rewarding cases you might come across. Can I ask that whether you go into practice or use your degree in some other way, you look for opportunities to use your expertise and qualifications to improve access to justice for people who generally cannot afford lawyers. There's a huge range of ways in which you can do this. Large law firms usually have pro bono practice areas, and a number of them support community, youth and Indigenous legal advice centres. In smaller firms, talk to your partners about being supported to work in your local CLC or by taking on duty roles at your local or district court. Join the Law Society or Bar Association's pro bono panels. These are all ways to do practical good with the excellent education and privilege that a UTS law degree bestows. Again, I'd like to express my gratitude to the Chancellor and others who have made me so welcome here today, for the honour of this recognition and for giving me the opportunity to address you in what I hope might be slightly memorable at some point in the future. Chancellor.
I would like to thank our speaker, the Honourable Justice Jane Needham, for the occasional address on this important day for you as UTS graduates. Graduates, I'm sure you'll agree with me that the Honourable Justice Jane Needham is incredible in her way of humanising the law for us through the use of simple yet practical and profound examples. And I was reflecting when the Honourable Justice Needham was speaking that so often we think of education as being for us, to advance us and our own careers, as rightly we should. But through the experience of leaders such as the Honourable Justice Needham, we see that our knowledge can not only advance us, but in advancing others, in making a difference, that knowledge can be used to truly impact society and the world around us. And I wish for all of you that you make a difference, if even a fraction of what the Honourable Justice Needham has. So in conclusion, let me say that the best wishes and the pride of the university go with each and every UTS graduate. Congratulations again.
Chancellor, guests and graduates, that occasional address concludes the formal proceedings for this ceremony. On behalf of the Chancellor, I invite you to join the official party for refreshments. These will be served in the Great Hall foyer and the balcony room adjoining the hall. The photography, framing and memorabilia services are located on level 4, which is 1 floor below us. The academic procession is about to leave the Great Hall. As it does, I invite our new graduates to join the procession, which will end in the balcony room. Would the congregation please rise for the academic procession?